You know what I did once that I've never told anybody except for
brother.
I never told anybody this except for the community writers room because I encouraged to kind of like write what you know, explore yourselves, like confess things, and let's write episodes about these things. Okay, well, the story.
You could cut the tension with a knife in here right now.
Well, yeah, because there's absolutely no. Isn't that a refreshing thing though? To not know for sure that what I'm about to say isn't going to make your eyes fall out of your head. You really don't know what I'm about to say because I have established that I might say anything.
I used to fuck a plastic lady, but here's something I never told anybody.
Yeah. The story ends with a Sharpie pen up my ass. It begins innocently enough.
Take us through the hero's journey of this.
Well,
can you make this Campbellian for us?
It begins in Milwaukee with Schrab. Schrab's the longest friend that I currently have. He's the friend that all of the friends that I have now. Schrab is the guy I've known the longest. We met in Milwaukee. I was 17 when I met Schrab. Schrab told me once we started bonding about it. It was like, well, we man, I really like jerking off. Yeah, me too. We were friends. We communicated with each other. We were
talking about.
We would shower together. It was no, I'm kidding. And then Schrab said, "You know the thing about the prostate, right?" And I said, "No. What is the thing about the prostate?"
Should we get Rob up here to do his part?
Well, we'll get him up in a second. I'm going to tell his butthole story, but I guess this night just went to a weird black hole. Like
it was about darkness. You said it.
Yeah, I guess, but it's kind of joyful. I don't mind it so much. It's it's a little relieving. I hope no one from CBS or Fox is here. You know what's really weird is that I don't know if he minds me saying this, Richard. Henry Kissinger's son is in the room.
What?
Yeah. All right. Okay. Rob goes, when you're jerking off.
Well, you can't just pass by that. All right, go on. You're about to tell a Sharpie up the butt story to Henry Kissinger's son.
Schrab tells you, when you're coming, you rub the, what we would call the taint, what we would come to call the taint when we achieved that kind of word power. Rob's like, you rub that part when you're coming, it feels better. Come harder.
Why do you keep looking at me?
Who am I supposed to look at? The audience. That girl like that? Like, that fella? Who should I look at?
Well, you chose me for certain.
Well, I thought I could trust you. I'll just stare into lights.
Dan, look at me while you tell this story.
So Rob said, when you're coming, you rub the the area between your butt and your balls. It's a thing. It's like it feels a little better. And I was like, I wonder why that is. What is that? Was a magic button there? I did a little research.
At the local library?
Actually, I just happened upon it. I think it was like in a Penthouse magazine or something. This is a pre-internet world of delightful periodical literature. And there was some guy who wrote in a letter to Playboy or Penthouse or something and said, "Dear Playboy, my girlfriend was pleasuring me, and she rubbed the area that Schrab was talking about, Rob Schrab."
Rob Schrab, Taint Master?
That is a great direct-to-video movie.
Have you seen Taint Master 2?
Oh, yeah. I didn't like it, but I heard Taint Master 3 is going to pretend Taint Master 2 didn't happen.
Yeah.
which is cool because I didn't like learning that Taint Master was an alien.
Yeah,
I thought that he was a master of taints that was earthbound and could speak to them and see through their eyes.
I've got that poster. It's amazing.
I just think it was interesting that Mark Singer, who was in Beastmaster, he had a. Have you watched Beastmaster? He has a very visible, very clear. What is it? It's a smallpox vaccination thing. I just think that's interesting, because it's like he's the Beastmaster. He's even a master of microscopic beasts. He before anyone in this world had vaccinations, he did. All right, you 25-year-old fuckers. Maybe educate yourselves a little bit. I don't want us to go down that road again.
Who is Edie Brickell? What's aerobics? All right, so Rob Schrab is rubbing your taint.
That's
where you left off. You left off. It was Act 2.
I read a letter in a magazine.
Meeting with the goddess.
I read a letter in a magazine where a guy wrote into a magazine and said, my girlfriend did this thing. She rubbed this spot and something amazing happened. What can you explain? And the Dr. Sex or whoever he was writing into said, oh, she's stimulating your prostate gland. That's what's happening. Some people choose to do it internally. That's why people stick stuff up their butt sometime. It's the same thing. And so I thought, like you with the fishnets, what am I gonna die not having what if how do you know? I mean, what if it's my favorite thing? What if I turn into the guy that loves
Why did you climb that mountain? Because it was there.
You hear about it sometimes. You hear about guys liking stuff in their hoo-ha.
To dream,
so I thought maybe I want
dream. To fight.
So at one point I'm sitting down for a personal session, and
Mr. Kissinger.
And I think to myself, maybe this is the time I'll try to put something in there and see if it's like magic, see if a genie comes out.
Go on.
So I looked around my house because I thought, well, I'm not going to put my finger in there.
Yeah.
Because it's a butt. That's gross. I don't want poopies on my finger.
This is for the ladies.
So I'm like, well, it's foreign object time. So I look around and I'm like, I landed on a Sharpie pen.
Yeah.
Not the cap end, but because there's the regular just smooth white end.
That's what I'm talking about.
I was like, well, this is a good starter,
Start slow, baby.
Maybe I'll end up putting a thermos up there, but
that's the spirit.
Let's find out. And so the end of the story is I have a Sharpie pen stuck up my ass, and I came, and it wasn't that big a deal. It might have been a little better. I can't remember, but what I do remember very clearly is there's a thing with guys. This is something that's very amazing to me. When guys have an orgasm, it is instantaneous. Like whatever was in your bloodstream, whatever was in your brain that was making you sexually, excited. Like it is. Literally in an instant, like the moment of your orgasm, it's like the thought of sex is like mowing the lawn. Everything goes away completely. You go from being like Dr. Detroit to being Dan Aykroyd.
Wow.
Fuck you guys. Just rent some shit.
Dr. Detroit. Now I'm turned on again.
You go from being Mr. Hyde back to having a PhD again as soon as you orgasm. So I came, and I had a pen up my ass. That is the sweetest taboo. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
There's nothing. You don't want like you'll do almost anything when you're in that zone. Like it does things to your mind and your body. But then when it's all over, you don't want any props involved that are gonna like take time and effort to deal with. Like I was a man who I was back to being a normal stockbroker. I wasn't ever really a stockbroker. That would be embarrassing. I had a pen up my ass and I had to pull it out. Yeah. Well, wouldn't you rather I did?
So
you didn't want me to like pull it out now and go, and here it is.
So when you come up after the show for
like
autographs,
the Golden Railroad spike.
After the show, Dan will be signing autographs and pictures.
Yes. I told the community writers room that, and there was no end of Sharpie jokes.